Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast with Emmy, Hikins, and Trevor.
Our sun has been there, or reckoned to have been there.
Oh, I dare not guess. I'm probably thinking billions, and billions, trillions of years.
Yeah. It's about halfway through its life. In other words, in another same time again, it will have used its fuel. But it's about 4.5 billion years old, the sun, and the solar system, I think, was something like 3 billion years. It was well into the life of the sun. And it's got another 5 billion years to go, so we're okay for a bit of a while yet, I guess. We are a yellow dwarf star, which is kind of the main period of the life of a star. That's called a main sequence star. And we know we've got about 5 billion years to go before it uses up its fuel. But strangely or paradoxically, the bigger the star, like a red giant or a red supergiant, like Scuti, its lifespan is significantly shorter. It's thought to be about 10 to 20 million years old, which in space terms, astronomic terms, is not very old. And it may only have another 10 million years to go before it actually burns through. It just burns through its hydrogen to make helium. It's all these processes much more quickly than a smaller star like the sun. So ours is a pretty perfect size. So that's kind of comparison of stars. But one thing I did want to talk about in relation to our sun, when the solar system was created and in the millions of years after that, basically the other planets, as they condensed, got smaller, they had basically found themselves spinning faster, because to conserve that momentum that was created at the beginning of this massive cloud of dust and gas which created the sun and the planets, as they get smaller and condense, they spin faster, and they all take on this, what they call conserved momentum, so that they all develop the same axis as the sun, the perpendicular axis, except 3 of our planets. Now, Uranus, for example, so just to say, all the planets are spinning around, on their perpendicular axis, except 3. Now, Uranus is actually pretty much on its side as it spins. Venus is the only planet. Venus is the only planet that spins the other way to all the other planets, which is a strange one.
Right.
And Earth is not even we don't have a perpendicular axis. We are 23.5 degrees off of the perpendicular. Now, the reason for these things basically are thought to be in the formative years of the solar system and beyond. There were collisions. There still are collisions, of course. Asteroids, meteorites, they hit each other, hit planets and stuff. And this is thought to be the case very much with Uranus, a massive collision, and Venus, which somehow knocked it spinning the other way. With Earth, it's quite amazing, really, that it's thought to be the giant impact theory, which is the theory as to how the moon was created. And what they think happened, the Earth collided with another similarly sized planet like Mars. It could have been Mars, but it could have been a similar size meteorite almost in the solar system. Right. And the explosion, the debris that was thrown up, eventually coalesced and became the moon, which is why it's sort of like going around the sun with us. So that's the giant impact theory of how, but they think what happened when that happened, when the moon was created, the Earth's perpendicular axis was knocked to 23.5 degrees off of the perpendicular. Now, we know what the Goldilocks zone is, don't we? In the sense that the Earth is situated in a Goldilocks zone, which simply means, we think of the story of Goldilocks and the 3 bears. She eventually found the porridge, which was not too hot, not too cold. And the Earth, fortunately for us, is situated in the Goldilocks zone of the sun and the solar system. So the definition of a Goldilocks zone or a habitable zone is that a planet can sustain liquid water. Now, if you're not too many miles further towards the sun, maybe like Venus, you can't do that. Your water would be constantly steam or something else, but it wouldn't be liquid water. Equally, a bit further away, and not too much further away, you're going to be in the same situation as Mars, where they can't sustain liquid water. It's often thought they did, because I think the photographs we see show dried up riverbeds. So they do think Mars once did have an atmosphere and had some water, but these orbits aren't always true, and maybe it was knocked off of its orbit to some degree in the past. But Earth, nonetheless, was in the Goldilocks zone, so we could sustain liquid water, which we see with the oceans, and of course in our homes we use liquid water. We have ice, so that's another form of water, and we have steam coming from the kettle.
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor and Emmy Hikins. The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.